I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you on that. I'm not a huge fan of tearing up race cars because that's dangerous. But I also say it's probably not safe to have fights on pit road either if they're not equally matched. Right? You get big guy versus a little guy. You might rather get run into the wall, right? Like, I don't know. I don't have the answer. Right? You can look at the NHL, and sometimes they let them fight, and sometimes they don't. I don't know. I don't know. Usually, it never escalates into too much, right? Typically, it's just a shove match or people yelling at each other. But I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know.
We'll go to Deb, Scott, Mark.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Joey, we always hear when somebody wins and, oh, they're in the playoffs now, they can concentrate on getting ready for the playoffs and all. But when it comes to the driver, how does it change your mental feelings? Do you feel relief, like, oh my gosh, I can just go out and race now and I don't have to worry about this? Or how does it affect you?
It's a relief for about a day, and then you're back at it again, because it's kind of like one box is checked, but not the ultimate box, right? It's like one stepping stone to get there, right? If your goal is to win the championship, okay, well first we got to make the playoffs. Okay, now we made the playoffs. Now we need to get as many playoff points as possible to stack ourselves into the playoffs the best we possibly can to up our chances. So that's pressure again, right? And then you get into the playoffs and it's like, okay, we made it to the next round. Well, okay, we made it to the next round, but we got to, do it again, and it's going to get harder and harder. The NASCAR schedule and point system is there to apply pressure all the time. It is not like it used to be where you won a race and you're locked into the playoffs and everyone's stacking up pretty close in the points to where you can have a bad race and it doesn't matter. It's not like that anymore, right? With the regular season points, that turns into playoff points, right? Racing for that regular season championship or the top 10 in points is big. Every stage is big. Every race win is now big. Like you can't let your foot off the gas. Like you gotta go all the time. And the schedule's designed to do that. And the point system's designed to do that, as it should be. That's what fans want. That's why I get a little confused sometimes when fans say they want it the way it used to be. I'm like, well, do you remember what that was? Like, that sucked. This is great. Like, the intensity is ridiculous all the way through the whole season. And then each round of the playoffs, it just gets more and more. As a driver, I'm never comfortable. And I never go, well, that race didn't matter. I never say that. Like, I am disappointed after every bad race because there's a lot on the line.
Scott.
Joey, Scott Chansey with the Florence Morning News. When you were a rookie, Kelly Yarborough took you on a joyride around this track. What do you remember from that?
I'll remember it forever. I know that. I don't sit in the passenger seat very often, but when it's Kelly Yarborough around Darlington, I'll strap in and go for a ride because that's like the coolest thing you can do. And I remember some of the things he told me about how to get around this place. And I tell you what, it hasn't changed much since he raced, because it all lined up really, really well about how you get around the place and what to do. So part of it was cool, just seeing him like sitting in the passenger seat and just watching him wheel it around here. That was really neat, obviously. But like I said, his advice really transferred over to the modern day, even to today.
Go to Mark and then to Jordan.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Joey, just looking ahead to next week, how big of a deal is this All-Star race in North Wilkesboro to win it, and what do you think the atmosphere is going to be?
Well, I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing, right? I mean, you got 2 throwback weekends in a row, if you ask me, right? You got this weekend, which is great, and then you're going to go to North Wilkesboro, which, is the most hyped race of the year, right? That's the race everyone's been talking about, kind of like the Clash before there was a Clash. What's it going to be like right before we went there the first time? Now it's North Wilkesboro, and what's that going to be like? Everyone's talked about it. They announced a sellout a long time ago, so I'm pretty excited to get up there and see what the race is like. When you add $1 million on the line, it doesn't matter where we race, it's going to be intense and exciting. But I think the nostalgia of going back there and that excitement that a lot of fans have and competitors have as well is added a piece for sure.
This is Timmy Hill, driver of the 56 Toyota. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those videos beside me and visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.